Haji Sahib, Sheikh Muhammad Yaqubi, Mothers عليه, may Allah bless him and give him long life and continue his works in good deen. He narrates a story about a miracle in Lebanon in regards to the Mawlid al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So this account, it took place in 1953, and it's narrated that in Lebanon what happened was the Muslims were celebrating the Mawlid al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and as a cultural thing, what they used to do, that when they used to celebrate the Mawlid of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, they would fire guns in the air. They would fire bullets in the air with their guns. And this was a cultural practice. Again, it's nothing got to do with Islam, but this was their cultural practice. Very similar to our cultural practice in, especially in Birmingham, where on Eid people will hire cars and they'll waste petrol and, you know, they'll drive up and down. But, you know, that's just a cultural practice, something that they do in culture. So what happened was, in Lebanon, they fired bullets in the air, and as they say, what goes up comes down. So the Muslims were celebrating the Mawlid. They did it in this way, okay? Now what happens is, they say what goes up comes down, and when one of the bullets went in the air, it came down and it hit a young girl, and she was from a Christian family. The name of the family was called Atas. She was a Christian family. So the bullet came up, went down, hit her. It hit her in the spine, and this girl became paralyzed due to it. She was rushed to hospital, and her mother was really, really worried. And she went to the hospital, the doctors seen her, and it was said that this young girl will have only a couple of moments to live. And this mother was really, really worried. She was really worried that, look, what's going to happen to my child? So before she went in to pay her final respects, she sat outside waiting for the doctors to give any news. She got very upset, and she called upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she said, "Oh Muhammad, your followers today were celebrating your Mawlid. Oh Muhammad, it is because of your followers that my daughter has been hurt, my daughter has been paralyzed, and my daughter is going to die because of your followers. Oh Muhammad, if you are a true prophet of Allah," remember they were Christian, she said, "Oh Muhammad, if you are a true prophet of Allah, you must help my daughter, you must save my daughter." This dua, this supplication, this iltija ended, and she went in the room to pay her final respects to her daughter. She goes in the room and she sees that her daughter is sat up, and she's like, "Whoa, what happened here?" Her daughter is sat up. She goes in the room and her daughter is sat up, and as she's about to approach her daughter says, "Mom, go away, go away." She goes, "Why?" She goes, "Because when you come, he goes." She goes, "Who? I can't see anyone here." She goes, "You go away, because I want to keep speaking to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I want to keep speaking to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam." And just as Imam Busiri rahmatullah ta'ala alayhi, when he prayed the Qasidatul Burda in full, Allah blessed him with shifa. In the same way, this young girl was blessed with shifa, and she was completely cured through the sadaqah of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So our Shaykh always say that we are believers. They were not believers, and they called upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. They said, "Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam," and the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam came of aid. We are believers. We are more beloved to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah says in the Quran, when He describes Himself as Rabbul Alameen, that I am the Lord of all worlds. And when He describes Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, He says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, that we have sent you except a mercy for both worlds. Not just a Rabbul Mu'mineen, Rabbul Alameen, a mercy for the all worlds, for everybody. And this must be our Aqidah as well, that through the power and the might of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are able to gain assistance from the prophets, the Anbiya and the Awliya, as well. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all amal ki tawfiq. Allah give us love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It is not Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu who said that, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I love you more than everything except myself. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, you are not a true believer until you love me than anything, than your families, than your wives, than your children. You love me more than anything. Then Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu said, Ya Rasulullah, I love you more than anything. And Rasulullah said, oh Umar, your iman is now complete. So to have iman is to have love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and we must have this in our heart, and we must pass this love on to the next generations, inshallah. Allah give us all amal ki tawfiq. I'm gonna request Hazrat Sufi Shaheen Masoomi Sahab to inshallah enlighten us with the words of wisdom. The topic of today is their Sheikh Hazrat KHAWAJA Muhammad Sufi Muhammad Ali, Rahmatullah. May Allah elevate their ranks and grant them Jannatul Firdaus. Inshallah, that request Hazrat Sufi.